Well, as the uncertainty continues to plague the energy sector, the impact on Calgary real estate remains just as uncertain. RE/MAX's Sam Correa is here. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
This is really interesting. We've had discussions over the past couple of weeks about what kind of impact we've seen in the real estate sector. Not as doom and gloom as perhaps we thought that it would have been. We're going to kind of cover a couple different points in Calgary today, sort of give a bit of a snapshot of what's going on. Let's start with some of the higher end homes you were mentioning, especially in the periphery of the city, have not been as affected as you might have thought.
Right.
And we're seeing that play out again this week.
Exactly. It was another great week. This is a property that I listed about a week ago. It's $1.4 million. Just a week on the market, a lot of activity. And a couple nights ago, it had competing offers.
Okay, and so was that a surprise to you, or once again, this is sort of what you've continued to see?
Well, you know, in any market, if it's priced right, we certainly have. We certainly get the interest. This is a unique property because it's a 78-foot lot backing onto a ravine, which typically people would always want to find.
Right.
It's a south backyard on one of the greatest streets there in Spring Valley. So we had a lot of interest within the first week on the market.
But competing offers, does that surprise you at all?
It does not surprise me.
Okay.
No, and I think we certainly had two very qualified people look at it and put in. They're still putting conditional offers in,
yeah.
And but ultimately with competing offers, I can't disclose the price, but as you can imagine, the outcome's going to be pretty good.
Right. Okay. So that's sort of the above $1 million. Let's talk about that under $1 million space. What are we seeing there?
Well, under $1 million, certainly that's where there's the market. We just don't, in certain sectors, we just don't have enough inventory.
Right. And so that's what we're seeing here. This Signal Hill?
This is Signal Hill.
Yeah.
And I actually found this home for this family in 1994. It was one of my first sales. So I'm pretty excited to market this yet again. And what's one parameter that I look for when I look at a property is the history of the street. And certainly this street, there's only been one sale in 10 years.
Wow.
And this family's been here for over 20. And of course, this one is priced at $695,000. And it's a great property. Interesting
Perspective too, in terms of we see these fluctuations sort of year to year, and obviously the oil and gas sector has an impact on that. But
right.
Over time, you sold that for how much in '94?
1994 in November, I sold it for $193,000.
And now 700.
And now it's $695,000, which is a
Wow.
great value 20 years later.
Okay.
And we don't have some photos of the green space, but it backs onto the green space, and it's an immaculate home. This should sell in the next 10 days to 2 weeks, I think.
Interesting for you too to follow that sort of over a couple decades.
Yeah,
let's talk
fun.
about investor properties for a moment. You're going to highlight one for us in Forest Lawn that you were mentioning is just a great buy right now.
It is a great buy. Again, I always look at the history of the community, and the last sale on this street was 7 years ago. And so that tells you that obviously it's one of the best streets in the area. The family who owns this, actually it was their first home.
Oh, wow.
In 1973 or 69, I believe. And so today this house we have listed at $369,000, oversized double garage, 3-bedroom, 1,100 square foot home. It's great value, close to the school.
And maybe a good starting place for someone maybe just getting into that sort of investment property area. For someone who's looking to make a little bit of a bigger investment, you've got a fourplex to show us,
yeah.
But we were talking off camera before. If someone is into this, they better get on it when they come up, because you just do not see these stay on the market long.
So typically a lot of my investors, what they want is a four units, RM4 land. And what's one thing that I like to look for is 4 different suites with 4 different meters. The reality of this property here is it's just not available. And they range in price from $800,000 for 4 units to as much as I've seen them for 1.5, depending on the location. But I wish I could show you more like this. The reality, even with all the inventory in the market, this just does not exist. It's not on the market today.
Very interesting. Great stuff as always. Thanks for coming in. It's RE/MAX's Sam Correa. And for more information, you can head to samcorrea.ca.
The Market, sponsored by Sam Correa of RE/MAX House of Real Estate.